Today, we will learn how to make a key holder. Creative students,
channel for art and craft, and students all-round development.
So first we will require the Rangila creative clay. I will keep this aside. Then Fevicol A+, an OHP sheet, scissor. I have taken the rolling pin that I have at home. Kids can use this rolling pin, it's too small for me, so I took the rolling pin that fits me well. Then we will require a corrugated sheet like this. You can take any, a brush, a scale, a design sheet which is provided, and a transparent wire, the barbecue stick, hooks, and a pencil if you require it. So first we will start with the making of the peacock, because this is a little tedious one. So first I'm going to start. I will keep the peacock here so it's visible, and over it I am going to place an OHP sheet. Now you can use any sheet, any plastic that you have at home. Okay, it's not necessary that you have to use an OHP sheet. And the next step will be to take the clay. So I'm going to use the blue color. I'll roll it into a dough, and I'll take as much as I require. So see to it that you're keeping it nicely, and then I'll place it over this design. Now you know that we have to create this portion. Okay, so I will be creating only this portion as the base. I'll keep it in the center and press the dough according to the base shape. So I have the exact shape. So you know, when we press or we have any impressions made on it, what you can do is you can just rub your finger over, and you know, it smoothens out. So you don't have to worry. You can blend well with this clay. You know, the entire surface becomes very smooth, so any creases or anything that's there, it won't be visible. See, when you just flatten it out like this, it just turns into a smooth surface. So you need to have very gentle hands. Then the next step is to take another piece of clay as much as you require, and as you know, this portion is a little fat here and it becomes thin. So what I will do is I will take the clay as much as I require and then place it here like this. You see, I just attached it to the belly of the peacock, and we'll blend it in the end, and then we require the small portion for the head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decrease the size because I already have the clay here. I will place it here, and we have the circular portion ready. So the next difficult step is the feathers. So I will take you through the feathers. For the feathers, we will take the green color, the light green color. I will roll it into a dough first, then place it here. So we are going to start from the bottom. One thing I would suggest you is to make each of these individual feathers, and then you keep them aside, and then you start sticking it on the frame. So you take it like this and just go on pressing it until you achieve the base shape. See, it's easy. It's not that difficult. So you make it as long, you just push the clay and then it spreads out, and then you can just smoothen the entire surface with your fingers here. Then the next step is to take the orange color, a really small blob of it. Like, I just want a thin. So I will just take even more smaller dough of orange color, press it. Okay, this is good enough. I will place it in the middle and press it. Okay, then we will take the yellow color. It should be smaller than the orange color. So super tiny yellow color, place it over the orange and just press it. And the last one is the blue. The blue has to be even smaller than the yellow color. So a really teeny tiny dot. And we'll just place it on the yellow one. So now comes the barbecue stick. So I'll show you, I'll keep this aside for now, and I'll remove this so that I don't confuse you. So next step is to define the feathers. So what I will do is I will take the barbecue stick and just slowly make the crease. So I've made a line. Then I'll keep the barbecue stick in a slanting position and just press it. Okay, when you press it, you get that design. You do the same thing on this side as well. Slowly and gradually. They all have to be parallel to each other. So we've achieved the design that we want, and you can just go and use the pointed portion of the barbecue stick to define the lines even more. So you see, we've created a nice design in it. I hope you can see. Yeah? Amazing. So this is how you have to prepare all the feathers of the peacock. You have to prepare 4 layers. We are also going to use the brown clay over here on top. And then we're going to make all the definitions with the clay. They don't go. So here are all the elements that I had created previously. And so I'll keep these aside for now. I'll show you the next step. Our next step is to make the base for the holder. So the next step is very easy. Here is where you will require the corrugated sheet. I will give you the measurements. It is 15 centimeters by 10.5 centimeters. So you can just take anything, whatever you require, anything of your size. So for this, I will show you that I have flattened out the pink color clay with the rolling pin. At the moment, I cannot flatten it out. So I will show you how to use it. So here is the clay. You see, I have made it just the size of the corrugated sheet. So I have used the rolling pin, and then I have placed the corrugated sheet above it, and then I've taken the scale and just cut off the extra. Okay, so with the help of the scale, you can just cut off the extra. With the scale, it is done precisely because you just slice it off and just push it away. You slice it off and push it away, slice it off and push it away. So it gets easier, so it's better to not use a knife or any sharp object. The scale will do the job. Then we're going to apply Fevicol A+ on the base. I've already made 3 holes here. One to hold the string, and second for the hooks. So I'll just apply Fevicol A+. So be pretty generous when you're applying. Yeah, this is my favorite glue, and I love to use a lot of it. So I'll carefully place it over the corrugated sheet. Here. Okay, here is how. So my next step is to take the barbecue stick. As you know that we've already made the holes, we'll just push in. Keep your finger behind, okay, so that the clay doesn't move from its place, and just push the barbecue stick. Again, keep your finger behind the hole and push the barbecue stick. So you see, we've already achieved 2 holes over here, and now we will go in from this side. So we have a nice defined hole. Do the same for the upper portion. I will keep the finger below and push it in, and I'll do it from here as well. So we've made the hole, and the below portion is stuck with Fevicol A+. So referring to the design sheet that we have, I will place my peacock here, and then I'll place its beak, which is here. So you don't have to worry. If you want, you can stick all of these elements, or you can just place it. It sticks well. I will place this beautiful feather on the top of the peacock's head, and then I have its eyes made, so it will come here. Yeah, and we have the peacock's feather. Then we will start and place the feathers. Here, so you have to just push it on the inner side. 4 here, then we have to place 4 here, and 4 here. So to be on the safer side, what I will do is I will stick all these elements with Fevicol A+, just so that it doesn't move, and just press it. So I have placed all the elements. I will just get, this is how our peacock will look like. The next step is the fun step. Okay, you will require a brush, and I am going to pour Fevicol A+ all over it. So you don't need a palette. You just have to pour generous amount of Fevicol A+, and I'll show you what has to be done next. So I'll take the brush and just spread the Fevicol A+ evenly in all the nooks and corners of our beautiful peacock. here I've coated with Fevicol A+. Okay, and this will take some time to dry. So I have the one that has been dried already. I will show you what has to be done next. We will just push in the hooks. Okay, you just push in the hooks like this. See, you just turn it. Alright, I'll keep this for drying now, and I'll show you one that is ready. The peacock that has been dried completely. And the reason why we have used Fevicol A+, so if you remember when we used to move our fingers around the clay, you smoothen out the surface, but if at all you happen to just press it, it just presses. So now with the Fevicol A+, we've created a layer over it wherein the clay will not move from its place. Okay, so I've attached the transparent string here, and then I've also prepared an extension for my keychain holder. So I've made this beautiful rectangular piece which has I Love India written on it with the Rangila creative clays. Now I'm just going to put it in the hook. I've attached transparent strings, and here it becomes a beautiful dangler. Okay, this is the one piece that we've made. I'll show you the other two. We've made the India gate, and we've also made the Rajasthani puppet. Now all of these reflect the elements of India, and in celebration of Republic Day, we've made this beautiful keychain holder.
Thank you for watching. See you in the next craft. Till then, bye bye.